you've had to be living under a rock for the last 2 years to not have heard of Dylan Mulvaney. She first popped off on TikTok with her Girlhood series and has since blown up in some good and bad ways. Not gonna lie, I think we all remember the Bud Light situation. Oof. But this last week she got into a little bit more controversy with both conservative and liberals alike with the release of her debut song Days of Girlhood, which honestly I think it's really hard to do to like piss off both of those groups at like the same time. But not only that, she also managed to piss off a bunch of people in the trans community as well, sparking bigger conversations about why trans people kind of get rubbed the wrong way with Dylan. So let's explore the reactions to the song that she released last week, and also see exactly why the trans community is just so divided on their thoughts of Days of Girlhood and Dylan in general. So like I said before, Dylan Mulvaney started her TikTok during the pandemic, but she didn't really blow up until she posted her first day of being a girl, which then turned into a series. From the start of her TikTok career, she always had people talking about her, both good and bad. And she's always had to fight against transphobia both in and outside of the trans community. But last week this really came to a head when she released her debut song Days of Girlhood. And y'all, when I say people like went crazy, it's not even an understatement. And as usual, we have our regular conservative players who gave their oh so unnecessary opinions.
I would like to announce at this point that Dylan Mulvaney's picture of being a girl is apparently driving a pink Mustang, walking into a house with a pink door, and gallivanting around in lingerie while sipping champagne in bubble baths.
Why am I saying that? Because we're essentially doing that today when it comes to transgenderism. I mean, I would say, by the way, regarding blackface, we so agree that it's wrong, that we've overcorrected it, but we have this other issue that we should maybe give some of our energy to. And it isn't blackface, it's woman face. Blackface, not allowed. Yell at those little trick-or-treaters when they're dressed up as Pocahontas. Yeah, this 4-year-old can get it, but woman face? Guy dressing up as a girl and playing out a stereotype of what it means to be a girl or a woman, we're just like, yeah, no, that's totally fine. In fact, if you don't like it, you are transphobic. If you don't like being made fun of, you are transphobic.
Which isn't really surprising, but we also got takes like these from people who are actually inside the trans community.
I am just done with this being my representation, because that's not who I see as a trans representative.
My first question is, why would someone who's in her own community say something like this? Why are people in the trans community in general so divided on the song and Dylan's transness in general? And as a trans person myself, I've seen a lot of takes over the past week from folks inside the trans community who are commenting on this. I've seen other trans people roast the absolutely living hell out of Dylan and saying that she's not really a trans woman, or that's not how real trans women act or view their womanhood or girlhood, to other trans people showing their support and explaining that the song is very much a reflection of her specific relationship with girlhood / womanhood, which it very much is, but that's true for every single woman, whether that's a cis woman or a trans woman. Now, I'm going to show a TikTok that is my personal favorite explanation that I found as to why so many trans people are feeling so disconnected from this song, which is about the trans experience.
I want to talk about two creators really quick. My mutual Jory and Dylan Mulvaney, and you're going to see why in just a second. Dylan Mulvaney is a very successful trans woman on this app. Jory, no offense to Jory, is a semi-successful trans woman on this app, and the difference between them is one of them is white and rich, and the other is black and not. I don't know everything about Jory's financial status, but I'm telling you right now that she is not rich by any stretch of the imagination. Dylan Mulvaney has gotten on estrogen facial feminization surgery, met the president, bought a house, and was like on the face of beer cans for a little while there. And while she's faced a lot of transphobia, absolutely, because she's like massively known, she's also extremely successful. You don't just meet the president out of nowhere. Jory, through all of her transness and transitioning and everything she has done for people on this app, has not received really any of that at all. She was on estrogen for a while, and then only within like the past year-ish got her facial feminization surgery. All right. And that was because after gaining so much money for a trans organization, she was allowed to keep money that was very specifically and publicly said would go towards her facial feminization surgery, was allowed to keep that, and then got it. And y'all are really upset with her. You all have treated her nothing but unfairly, especially after she got to go to Paris and propose to her girlfriend and got them something nice. After years of not being able to do that, I would love to have the reach of Dylan Mulvaney. I really would. I would love to have that amount of money and be that successful. I would love to be rich, white, and skinny, okay? But I'm not, and neither is Jory. And so what really upsets me right now is the double standard that we hold for trans people in this community. Y'all never want to hear it, but you treat white trans people so much better than you ever do the black counterparts within this community. And this is nothing against Dylan specifically. I am very happy for her success, but it is hurtful to see people hype up one person and then drag the other through the dirt. And this is not to say that Dylan does not face any form of transphobia or anything like that. Dylan definitely faces a lot of hate. In that same breath, you need to understand the reach and the difference in visibility between these two people, okay? And what Jory has very specifically done for the community across her entire time of being on this platform. It is just so disheartening to see y'all be so hateful towards a member of our community because of the color of her skin. That is deeply depressing, and you all need to do better.
And I 100% agree with everything they just said. I will also have his TikTok in my description box below, so please go check out this creator. These takes are top tier. But I really do think this is the main reason why a lot of people who are in the trans community, and I'm also speaking for myself as well, have always felt a certain way about Dylan and how she gets to experience her gender and transition. As a trans person who hasn't been able to afford any of the medical care that I know would dramatically help my mental health, it genuinely can be really difficult to see someone who has the privilege of wealth and class to be able to access all of those things in a very short period of time. And I love that Juno was able to bring up Jory, who I also follow and absolutely love her and her partner, and use Jory as another example to show exactly how the differences are in how a skinny white trans woman is treated completely differently in her coming out and how she goes about her transness compared to a trans woman of color who doesn't get afforded those same opportunities or brand deals and has objectively been on the platform longer and been out as trans longer. A lot of folks in the trans community just simply don't have access to the medical side of things that they wish they did. And please do not go chalking this up to, oh, trans people are just jealous of Dylan, blah, blah, blah. It's not that. It's the fact that we get to see firsthand in real time how much easier it is to get those life-saving procedures when you do have the reach, the fame, the money that has come to Dylan because of her very public transition. And that isn't to say that everyone in the trans community hates Dylan. I know there are lots of people who absolutely love her, obviously, and she has brought the day-to-day of transitioning to millions of people, which is an amazing thing. Can she be a bit tone deaf sometimes to the struggle of other trans people? Yes, but again, that goes back to more of the wealth and class disparity between her and the majority of people who are in the trans community. I do just want to highlight some of the support that people have shown because yes, she has gotten a slew of transphobia pushed on her this last week since the release of this song, and no one deserves that. No one. So let's get into some positivity and good things that people are saying about this right now.
So Dylan Mulvaney released a song. It's called Days of Girlhood, and it's like reminiscent of her Days of Girlhood series on TikTok. And now people are saying that she's misogynistic, sexist, generalizing like the female experience, and doesn't even understand the female experience. If you feel that way, you couldn't pay me to care about anything that comes out of your fucking mouth. That trans woman is mocking women. Your transphobia is so thinly fucking veiled that a slight breeze could blow it away. If Miley Cyrus released this song, you would not give a fuck. Because a trans woman released this song, and you don't see trans women as women, and you also have an internal burning hatred for fucking transgender people in general, now you're pissed. Now you're
I love to see the positivity. I don't like to just show like negative things on this channel, so I just wanted to show y'all that. I personally think that the song is a bit campy, and Dylan did make a response video explaining how she wanted the song to be a bit more early 2000s rom-com kind of poppy style, and trust me, I definitely get it from that. I actually personally really like this stripped down version that's done over on Vi's TikTok, so please go give it a listen, and maybe Dylan will do a acoustic version. I think it would personally do the song a little bit better. It's a little bit more stripped down, it's more raw, and it gives, I feel, a little bit more of the feeling that people wanted from this song, but that's just me. And all that to say, I genuinely do feel bad for Dylan, who was just trying to celebrate 2 years of being out as a trans woman, and no one really should be getting the kind of hate that she continually gets on a daily basis. Like, she did turn off the comments of the music video, so I feel like that says a lot about how bad the hate genuinely is, and it's just really sad that she had to do that. I personally think that the trans community just needs to get back to supporting each other instead of being so divided on issues like this. But I also do think it's really important to have conversations about fame, wealth, class, race within the trans community, because all of that does play into how each trans person interacts with their own transness. I hope you all enjoyed this video. Let me know in the comments down below if you want me to do more videos like this one where I talk a little bit more about current events that are going on within the LGBTQIA+ community and pop culture stuff involving queer folk. Also, be sure to subscribe so you can let me know if you want to see more content like that by subscribing. Trust me, I see the analytics. I see all of you who don't subscribe. I'm trying to get to 25,000 subs because I'm low-key trying to beat A-Stat Advice to getting there first. They don't know about this, but it's a goal of mine. So help a bitch out. Thank you so much, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye.